If you're planning trips for 2026, you need to hear this. Some of the world's safest countries aren't where you think they are, and one destination on this list has had 0 murders in over a decade. Crime rates change every year, and if you're someone who values safety when traveling, knowing which countries have the lowest crime statistics can literally make or break your trip. I spent weeks going through the latest global safety reports, crime databases, and local statistics to find the places where you can actually walk around at midnight without looking over your shoulder. And what I found was honestly surprising, because some tourist favorites didn't even make the cut. While countries you've probably never considered are some of the safest places on Earth right now. Here's the thing about travel safety. Everyone talks about it, but most people don't actually know what makes a country safe. They just repeat what they heard online or base it on some random experience their friend had 5 years ago. And that's a problem because crime patterns shift, cities change, and what was dangerous in 2020 might be completely different now in 2026. Plus, a lot of travelers confuse political stability with actual safety, or they think expensive countries are automatically safer, which isn't always true. You could be in a wealthy nation and still face pickpocketing issues or violent crime in certain areas. On the flip side, there are countries with modest economies where the crime rate is so low that locals literally leave their doors unlocked. So the real challenge isn't just finding a beautiful destination. It's finding one where you won't spend half your vacation worried about your belongings or your personal safety. And that's exactly what this video is about. I'm going to show you the countries with the hardest data backing up their safety, not just nice words in a travel blog. Let's start with the country that consistently ranks as one of the absolute safest in the world: Iceland. Now, you might have heard this before, but do you know why Iceland is so safe? It's not just because it's cold or isolated. Iceland has one of the lowest crime rates globally because of a combination of factors that are actually pretty unique. First, the population is small, only around 380,000 people, which means communities are tight-knit and people generally know each other. Second, Iceland has very low poverty rates and a strong social safety net, so the economic desperation that drives crime in other places just doesn't exist here to the same degree. Third, gun ownership is regulated but present for hunting. Yet gun violence is almost non-existent because there's a strong cultural emphasis on responsibility. Walking through Reykjavik at 2 in the morning feels safer than walking through most cities at noon. Violent crime is incredibly rare, and even petty theft is uncommon. Tourists often say they accidentally left their wallets or phones somewhere and had them returned to them. That's the level of honesty we're talking about. And beyond the cities, the countryside is even more peaceful. You can camp almost anywhere, hike remote trails, and explore without worrying about running into danger. Next up, let's talk about Singapore. This place is on a completely different level when it comes to law and order. Singapore has some of the strictest laws in the world, and while some people criticize that, you can't argue with the results. The crime rate here is so low that it's almost surreal. Vandalism, theft, violent crime, all of it is rare because the consequences are severe and enforcement is consistent. You've probably heard about the chewing gum ban or the laws about littering. And yes, those are real. But what they create is an environment where people follow the rules because they know there's no wiggle room. For travelers, this means you can explore Singapore day or night without worry. The public transportation system is clean, efficient, and safe. You can walk through any neighborhood and feel secure. Women traveling alone often say Singapore is one of the few places where they never felt uneasy. And it's not just about punishment. Singapore invests heavily in public safety infrastructure. There are cameras everywhere, which some might find invasive, but it means crime is deterred and quickly solved when it does happen. The result is a city that feels almost utopian in terms of safety. Now, let's head over to Japan. Japan is fascinating because it combines modern urban density with traditional values, and somehow that creates one of the safest societies on the planet. Tokyo is the largest metropolitan area in the world, with nearly 40 million people. yet it has one of the lowest crime rates of any major city. You can leave your laptop on a table in a coffee shop to save your seat and come back to find it untouched. People drop their wallets and expect to get them back, and most of the time they do. This isn't just Tokyo either. Cities like Osaka, Kyoto, Hiroshima, all of them share this incredible sense of safety. But why? Part of it is cultural. There's a deep-rooted sense of community responsibility and shame associated with dishonoring yourself or your family, which discourages crime. Part of it is economic. Japan has low unemployment and a strong middle class. And part of it is simply effective policing and a justice system that works. Violent crime is extremely rare. Even organized crime groups like the Yakuza tend to avoid targeting civilians or tourists because it brings too much attention. For travelers, Japan offers the unique experience of feeling completely safe in both bustling cities and quiet rural areas. You can wander through back alleys in Shinjuku at midnight or hike alone in the Japanese Alps without concern. Switzerland is another country that consistently ranks among the safest. It's not just about the chocolate and mountains. Switzerland has a highly functioning government, low corruption, and a culture that values order and responsibility. Crime rates are low across the board, from violent crime to theft. The Swiss take security seriously, both at a national level with strong border controls and at a local level with well-trained police forces. Zurich and Geneva are incredibly safe cities where you can walk around freely at any hour. Even smaller towns and villages are welcoming and secure. One interesting aspect of Switzerland is that many Swiss citizens own firearms as part of military service, yet gun crime is almost non-existent because of strict regulations and a strong culture of responsibility around weapons. For travelers, Switzerland offers not just safety, but also efficiency. The trains run on time, everything is clean, and people respect each other's space. It's a country where you can focus entirely on enjoying the scenery and culture without worrying about your safety. Let's talk about New Zealand next. Often called one of the most peaceful countries in the world, New Zealand combines natural beauty with genuine safety. The crime rate is low, especially violent crime, and the locals are famously friendly and helpful. Sure, there's some petty theft in tourist-heavy areas like Queenstown or Auckland, but compared to most destinations, it's minimal. What makes New Zealand special is the combination of low population density and a culture that values community and trust. You can road trip across the country, stay in remote areas, and interact with locals without any sense of danger. The Maori culture, which is deeply integrated into New Zealand society, also emphasizes respect and connection, which contributes to the overall peaceful atmosphere. For solo travelers or families, New Zealand is ideal because you get both adventure and peace of mind. Denmark is another Scandinavian country that deserves attention. Copenhagen is one of the safest capitals in Europe, and the rest of Denmark follows suit. The Danish social model focuses on equality, education, and taking care of citizens, which means poverty and desperation are low. And so is crime. You'll notice in Copenhagen that people leave their bikes unlocked. Cafes have outdoor seating with no one watching the belongings, and there's a general sense of trust in public spaces. Violent crime is rare, and even petty theft isn't as common as in other European cities. Denmark also ranks high in happiness indexes, and there's a correlation between happy, satisfied populations and low crime rates. For travelers, Denmark offers a chance to experience European culture and history in an environment where safety isn't a concern. Austria, particularly Vienna, is another gem. Vienna has been ranked as one of the most livable cities in the world multiple times, and part of that is due to safety. The city is clean, organized, and has a low crime rate. You can use public transport late at night, walk through parks, and explore without worry. Austria as a whole benefits from a stable government, low corruption, and a strong economy, all of which contribute to safety. The Alpine regions are also incredibly safe, making Austria perfect for both city exploration and mountain adventures. Portugal might surprise some people on this list, but it's one of the safest countries in Europe. Lisbon and Porto are vibrant cities with rich history, great food, and very low violent crime rates. Portugal has worked hard to improve safety over the past couple decades, and it shows. The locals are warm and welcoming, and the cost of living is lower than much of Western Europe, making it attractive for travelers. Petty theft can happen in tourist areas, like anywhere, but overall, Portugal offers a safe and affordable European experience. Slovenia is a hidden gem that many travelers overlook. It's a small country wedged between Italy, Austria, Hungary, and Croatia, and it's incredibly safe. Ljubljana, the capital, is charming and walkable, with almost no crime. The country has beautiful nature, from lakes to mountains to caves, and you can explore all of it without safety concerns. Slovenia also has a strong sense of community and low inequality, which keeps crime low. Finally, let's talk about the United Arab Emirates, specifically cities like Dubai and Abu Dhabi. The UAE has strict laws and heavy enforcement, similar to Singapore, which results in very low crime rates. You can walk around Dubai at any time and feel completely safe. The government prioritizes security, and there's a strong police presence. For tourists, this means a worry-free experience in a modern, luxurious setting. Some criticize the strictness of laws, but from a pure safety standpoint, the UAE delivers. So here's what all these countries have in common. They're not just safe by accident. Every single one has invested in social systems, economic stability, effective policing, and in some cases, strict laws that create environments where crime doesn't take root. And the result is that you, as a traveler, can actually relax and enjoy your trip instead of constantly watching your back or clutching your bag. The safest destinations aren't always the most obvious ones, and they're definitely not always the most expensive. What they do have is a combination of culture, infrastructure, and values that prioritize the well-being of both residents and visitors. That's the real secret. If you're planning travel for 2026 and safety is a priority, these countries should be at the top of your list. Iceland for natural beauty and peace. Singapore for urban safety and efficiency. Japan for cultural richness and security. Switzerland for alpine charm and order. New Zealand for adventure without risk. Denmark, Austria, Portugal, Slovenia, and the UAE all offer their own unique experiences in environments where you can genuinely feel safe. Crime rates are low, locals are welcoming, and you can focus on what travel should be about, which is exploring, learning, and enjoying yourself. Do your own research on specific cities and regions within these countries. But overall, these are your best bets for safe travel in 2026. Check out the next video for destinations you should actually avoid.